We know that Britain's rivers are in a dire state, but what's it like to live next door to a river that's actually dying? We've come to northwest London to visit Wealdstone Brook and to speak to one community who are affected every day by their dying river.
My name's Joy Rickman and I'm the chair of Friends of Woodcock Park and a member of Friends of the Wealdstone Brook. The Wealdstone Brook is notorious for the amount of sewage that it's had in it over many, many years. It goes on a journey and eventually meets up with the River Brent, which flows into the River Thames. It can be very smelly, which obviously is very unpleasant, and it's very sad because the life within it has died. We have regular water testing done by Thames Water. We've also had our own water testing done. Silt samples show very little life in the river.
I'm Hetal and I'm a business owner in the local area. Woodcock Park means everything to us. You know, it's like the heart of HA3. During COVID, it was a saviour, honestly. It was just the only place that you could actually be free. Oh, there were times when you couldn't even walk past this area because the stench was so bad. It's so sad when you've got young children with you and you're in a beautiful space, yet there's something holding you back from actually being in this area, which is a tranquility for, you know, should be open for everyone.
It is horrible. The river goes past the house of our vice chairman, and last year he was physically sick in his back garden because it was so bad. We had a 3-month episode of continual sewage. If the river was a patient,
Yes,
it would be in intensive care.
Why do you say that?
Because it's sick. It's very ill and it needs treating. You know, I mean, all these things are basically deadly to a lot of wildlife. But because we can't see these little microscopic creatures that live in the river, we don't think about them.
It's really sad, like being a mother myself and seeing the park not in good shape and obviously seeing things in the brook. I've often had my children say to me, "Mummy, why is there a sofa down there?" And you know, they're questioning, and these are questions that I can't really answer. Obviously, you're trying to advocate and make sure that your children never do anything like that, but it is important. It's part of the park as well, so it does need to be kept clean and look beautiful, and not just for the aesthetics, but also for the preservation of the place.
Well, I think ultimately it does rest with the government because they're the ones that create the legislation, and I don't think, you know, the penalties are tough enough. If we can fine the water companies, but how does that help us restore our river? You know, what we want to see is this river restored. We want more education to understand why we've had to restore it, what we're going to try and put into it, i.e. the life it needs. How will people feel to see fish swimming in our river and to see the river in a healthy state?